Hi, I'm Justine and welcome to Grateful House. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the range of puzzles that feature the artwork of Dulk. Dulk, otherwise known as Antonio Segura, is an all-purpose artist from Valencia, Spain. To create his artworks, he uses a variety of mediums, from urban art to drawing and painting and even sculpture. These three artworks use a soft chromatic palette, and the characters and stories within are inspired by Dulk's dreams as well as everyday events. The artworks feature both realistic and surreal elements, and they're filled with lots of beautiful details. So the Dulk range features 3 limited edition puzzles, each being 1,000 pieces. The artworks were originally created as acrylic on canvas and have never before been used in any puzzle designs. The first one's called Carousel, and it's quite a dark and moody image. It does start off quite bright at the top with this sort of beautiful lake scene and a bright blue sky, but then as you focus on the sort of giant hippopotamus creature, it gets quite dark and very moody and subdued. So I say hippopotamus-like creature because it sort of starts off as a hippopotamus, but then further down it looks like it's turning into maybe like an old twisted broken cracked tree trunk or something like that. It sort of looks like cracked bark, so it's quite interesting and quite dark. And then of course, as the name would suggest, there is a carousel, and it's like a carousel at the underwater with like a sort of interesting looking seahorse creature and some other seahorses surrounding it, one being almost like a giraffe, I guess. It's got a beautiful giraffe pattern on it. And there's just so many details in this. There's like even a narwhal and like a little gramophone. And it looks like at the bottom there's even like some sort of broken porcelain ornament, something like that. So I kind of get the feeling that this puzzle sort of suggests going from like life to death or light to darkness, those sort of themes. So it's quite interesting, and even though maybe it is a bit of a darker theme, it's just got so many beautiful and even vivid details in it. So yeah, I really like this one. It's just stunning. The second one in the series is called Polar Express, and it's almost the opposite to that one. It's just so bright and light filled, and just seems, I don't know if it seems positive, but it seems very just more vibrant, and equally as interesting and detailed. So this one features, I guess, has a real focus on polar bears. So your eyes, I guess, immediately drawn to this sort of what looks like maybe a mama polar bear holding its baby, being taken up into the sky by this colorful hot air balloon. And then below that there's a polar bear in the water, and actually even in the background I've noticed there's a doorway with polar bears sort of wandering in and wandering into the water, and there's even a little polar bear in the distance being carried off by a hot air balloon. But yeah, there's just so many wonderful details, floating narwhals in the sky and a flamingo and a walrus. But yeah, just very fascinating. But yeah, I love the sky particularly. It's just this sort of beautiful sunset or sunrise gradient, and the clouds just look so beautiful and fluffy. Yeah, just a beautiful color palette in this one. Even these sort of purpley clouds to the side. Yeah, it's just really stunning, and just there's so many little intricate things. Even in the polar bear's heart, there's another sort of ruby or some sort of precious gem heart. And yeah, just the level of detail is just really incredible. So yeah, this one's so beautiful. And then the last one in the series is called Welcome Back. And I feel like this is a little bit of a mixture of the two in terms of light and dark. It sort of starts off very bright and light and airy at the top with this, again, another beautiful gradient sky. And then it kind of finishes in this sort of dark, murky water. So yeah, it's really interesting. And I just love I guess the main focus of this one is this beautiful white tiger who seems to be wading through this melting cold lake, or not lake, stream or river, in this sort of beautiful snowy wintry forest. So it's just really beautiful. But I mean, of course, it's not just a simple white tiger. It's sort of looks like it's carrying almost like a sort of circusy vaudeville stage, like a wooden carved stage and a wooden tiger on its back. Yeah, so some very whimsical, interesting details in this one as well. And there's like a lot of these little blue hummingbirds with antlers and some other tigers in the background. Yeah, so it's another interesting part of the collection. Yeah, I don't know which one I like best. I just really like them all for different reasons. They're just all really, I think, unique and stunning and just beautiful. So definitely glad to have these in my collection and displayed on my puzzle shelves. So now let's take a look at one. Let's unbox one and have a look at what sort of things are included with the puzzle. So I'm just going to unbox this one. First, let's have a look at the packaging. So of course we've got our beautiful artwork on the front, and it does actually wrap around each side as well. On the front, we've also got the Grateful House logo, and then on each side, so the long sides, what do we have? We've got the piece count, which number it is in the series, the name, Polar Express, and of course the logo again, and I think that's, yes, the same on the other side. And then on the short sides, it just, again, says it's limited edition, the name. It also has Dulk, the Dulk logo, and the Grateful House logo. And then on the back, we've got, this is what I was looking at when I was sort of describing each puzzle. We've got the full-size image on the back, which is nice, and we have a bit of information about Dulk. And we've also got some Grateful House where you can reach us on social media and that sort of thing. So let's open this up. It's also a very sturdy box and just a really nice sort of like linen finish. It's not glary or anything like that, and yeah, it just feels very nice and sturdy, and yeah, it looks really great on any puzzle shelf. So included is you get a gift card. So let's open that up first. So the gift card features the artwork as well. So you get a beautiful sort of recycled brown envelope for your gift card, and then just the full-size image on the front, and then a little bit of information on the back with the Grateful House and Dulk logos, and then it's just blank on the inside. And it also just comes with little information and thank you sheet. So just a thank you sheet with some information from Grateful House and some social media, and also a QR code to sign up for warranty and that sort of thing. So that's, I think, it's just a really nice touch to have that, whether you decide you want to have a little framed picture of that, or send it to someone as like a nice birthday card, something like that, whatever you want. And then we've got the pieces here which come in a plastic, just a plastic sealed bag, but we do have a really nice, really good quality zipper reusable canvas pouch to put your pieces in afterwards. So the pouch features the Grateful House logo and the Dulk logo. So yeah, you can just zip that open, pop your pieces in to keep them nice and protected. Also great if you want to travel kind of light and you don't want to take a whole box, you could pop the pieces in their little bag in your suitcase or luggage. So very handy. So I think like that's just a really nice touch, sort of makes your puzzle and puzzling experience just a little bit more special. And then the last thing we have is a really large full-size poster of the image, which I think is just really great. Let me unfold this. So it's quite big. I mean, it's kind of cool if you wanted to, you could stick it on your wall afterwards, but I personally just tend to keep them with the box and puzzle to use as a reference each time I do the puzzles. But yeah, I just think it's a really nice size, especially because there's so many little details in each of these puzzles. So having a really big poster like this just helps you see them more clearly. And yeah, so I think that's a really cool and useful thing to have with any like puzzle. It's just a really big and clear reference image. So yeah, so in a sec I will open this up and we can talk about the pieces a little bit. So let's just have a quick look at these pieces. I'll just pour out a few on the table. So one thing I noticed straight off is that there's no puzzle dust at all. That's really a pet peeve of mine when I like open up a puzzle and the air is just filled with puzzle dust. So it's really refreshing to just have nice pieces that aren't covered in all this dust. So yeah, and yeah, the pieces are pretty like regular shaped. They are a little, some of them have a bit more of a skew to them, are a bit more interesting shape, but for the most part they're like your fairly standard cut, and they're a really nice anti-glare matte linen finish. So they feel really like just nice and like nice quality, just nice and matte, not glary at all. So which is really great for working under different lighting, and they're sort of this like classic kind of blue board, like nice quality puzzle material. So yeah, but yeah, they just have a nice thickness to them and feel very sturdy. Yeah, and the other thing is just, yeah, the colors look really beautiful. They're sort of this, yeah, very soft and what I kind of like to think of as like a real vintage palette, like these sort of more muted like greens and I guess even like purpley blues and yellows. So not sort of bright in your face, but just really like this lovely softer tone of colors. So yeah, I really like them. Yeah, from doing the puzzles, I find that the fit's really good. It's a very comfortable fit. The pieces hold together really well, so you can move sections around, and they don't like fall apart easily, but you can still separate them easily without any damage or without too much of a struggle. Yeah, so I really enjoy puzzling with these like excellent piece quality. As someone who loves puzzles and does puzzles regularly, the Dulk range is definitely one of my favorites. I really just love the aesthetically pleasing box design. It just looks really good on my puzzle shelves. And of course, I love the high quality of the pieces. They just fit together really well. There's no false fits. There's like pretty much zero puzzle dust, and they're anti-glare, so it just makes puzzling really easy and enjoyable. And of course, I just love the unique, beautiful artwork. It's just filled with so many like wonderful colors and like lots of sort of quirky and whimsical, interesting details. So I think if you're looking for a gift for that puzzle lover in your life, or whether you're looking for a gift for yourself as a puzzle collector, I think that the Dulk range would just make a really high quality and beautiful and unique addition to any puzzle collection.